it's Felice, totally awake, and I'm back with another video. Now in this video, I just want to talk about the JW broadcasting for February. It's actually the annual meeting, part 2 of it. So I just wanted to share some of my thoughts. It's pretty long. Probably won't get through the entire thing, but I did want to, react to some parts of it with you all. So let's do it.
Last month, we enjoyed part 1 of the 2021 annual meeting. That program was filled with exciting announcements, videos, and stirring talks delivered by several members of the governing body. And it was so heartwarming to see a live audience of Bethel family members come together to enjoy this spiritual feast. Well, this month, we're happy to present the second half of the annual meeting program. We know you're going to thoroughly enjoy the encouraging updates, interviews, and talks to follow. Well, we know that the pandemic has altered all of our lives, and we commend all in the Worldwide Brotherhood for your loyal response to direction. As you likely know, more specific direction and restrictions were recommended for those who serve as special full-time servants in the field. Let's hear now from some of them about the unique circumstances they experienced.
Jehovah provides all of the things we need to accomplish our ministry and to feel secure no matter what tribulation we face. We truly have experienced Jehovah's loving support during this pandemic. Our Heavenly Father, through His organization.
So, does Jehovah need this organization? Seems to me like y'all trying to make it seem like Jehovah actually needs this organization.
Has provided just what we've needed to endure faithfully in our ministry and to stay strong spiritually. How has the direction to shelter in place affected circuit overseers, construction servants, field missionaries, and special pioneers? How have they been able to continue in their ministry, serving Jehovah whole soul and with joy? What practical lessons have they learned?
To follow the governing body's direction to shelter in place, we couldn't go in to see
Follow
Steve's
the governing
mother.
body, y'all heard that?
She was in aged care, just 10 minutes away from where we're based. She died whilst we were sheltering in place. This led to another challenge, grieving in isolation.
At the beginning of the shelter-in-place direction, I had a very difficult time. I had flashbacks that were very difficult for me. During the Vietnam War, I was imprisoned because of taking a neutral stand.
What a shame. You are imprisoned for a cult.
I had a reaction to this lockdown of being confined.
Fear of isolation is the biggest challenge for me. My lovely husband that I've been working with for years, helping build places of worship for Jehovah, was diagnosed of cancer and died after 5 months.
That's really sad. Her husband died after giving so much to Watchtower like that. You know, free labor. She speaks about how he was helping her. He was her partner, and they were going out and field service all the time together. That's free. Preaching for this print and press organization, okay? And then building for this organization for free labor. It's sad.
We especially discerned the value of the direction in November 2020, when suddenly I was taken to the hospital because of a serious heart disease and severe pneumonia. It turned out that my life was in danger. The doctors evaluated that if I had contracted the coronavirus in that condition, I would not have had a chance to survive it.
While sheltering in place, How did these obedient brothers and sisters stay positive and maintain their physical, emotional, and spiritual health?
Even through this, even through the difficult time, having Zoom meetings, having the
Zoom meetings.
field service, doing witnessing by Zoom, being with the brothers and sisters. I can't say enough good about it. Being able to not meet an hour requirement, but go.
I mean, I'm kind of trying to figure out, like, who told y'all that y'all didn't have to meet an hour requirement? Oh, the governing body, y'all God. Because I thought y'all God told y'all that y'all needed to meet an hour requirement, that you thought that that's what God wanted from you. And I also thought that you thought that God wanted you to go door to door and preach. But now y'all around here Zoom preaching and sending people letters. That ain't no preaching for real. People throwing them letters in the trash. Them letters that y'all sending to people, they going straight in the trash. So, you know, y'all might not want to count them hours because ain't nobody reading them letters. People know what y'all about. It's all online. And nobody wants to receive y'all letters because they know that y'all a doomsday cult. They've been preaching the end of the world for 100 years, over 100 years now. So nobody wants to listen to you. And I'm just, and nobody understands where your logic and your reasoning comes from.
Ahead and be very busy spiritually. And so we did a phenomenal amount of shepherding, strengthening, upbuilding our brothers and sisters, folks literally from around the world that we knew needed help.
When the governing body removed the specific hour requirement,
Oh, the governing
I
body
felt-
did
I
that.
think
They
we
removed
felt
that hour
their
requirement.
trust.
That
Look at
gave us
God.
more flexibility. And this enabled us to reach out to relatives not in the truth and to support them during the pandemic. And that has led to 2 regular, continuing Bible studies.
Damang-dama ko ang malasakit.
I really feel how much the governing body cares for us.
You shouldn't care how much the governing body cares for you. You don't personally know them and they don't personally know you or give a darn about you. You should care how much God cares for you. Who is the governing body? Oh, your God.
Every time they mention in their letters that they do not require us to reach the required hours.
You don't say. Well, maybe you never had to meet any required hours in the first place.
Many brothers and sisters today are depressed and experiencing pandemic fatigue.
Many Jehovah's Witnesses are depressed because they're tired of being on this hamster wheel that the Watchtower has them on. They're tired of being lied to, being told that the end of the world and, you know, the new system is right around the corner, and they've been waiting and waiting and waiting for it while shunning their family that, you know, gave up and that, you know, found out that it's all a lie and it's a big cult. You know, they're tired of all that. That is depressing. Yeah.
Usually, they need someone who they can talk to about their problems. And because of these adjustments, I now have more time to encourage them and help them to remain spiritually strong.
Honey, you are the wrong person to talk to. You are indoctrinated yourself. And the people that's depressed, they need to come out of the indoctrination. But you are just going to make them more depressed by trying to convince them that they just need to do more for quote unquote Jehovah's organization. That's depressing. That's indoctrination. That's lies. Wake up.
Makapanatiling matatag sa espiritual.
One sister and I decided to take 2 hours every day to engage in phone witnessing for the first time, even though we didn't know how to go about it. The circuit overseer's visit taught me how to talk over the phone and how to help people I find and to keep their interest.
Since most congregations I serve don't have internet access, I make video recordings for all talks. I make a simple platform and set up the microphone and cell phone I use to create the video. Then I stand in front and start giving the talk.
What blessings did they receive from their obedience?
Obedience.
I was so happy to start a Bible study during the pandemic, especially when I saw how quickly the student was making progress. Because of my health, each study session was about 15 to 20 minutes long. I had to find a good place to conduct the study at the hospital, mainly in the hallway. One day after the concluding prayer, I noticed the door to a doctor's office was open. The doctor was listening to our whole Bible study discussion.
Now, don't get beside yourself. You don't know what that doctor was thinking when she was listening to y'all. Because she probably was thinking that you sound real silly, okay? And it sound like some foolishness that you was trying to tell the other person. Now, that's probably what the doctor was thinking, so don't get your feelings hurt if I'm most likely right. In fact, she was probably trying to make sure that you wasn't telling the man to refuse life-saving treatment, because you know how y'all Jehovah Witnesses do. Y'all need blood, y'all don't take it, y'all die. So she was probably hoping that you wasn't telling him nothing like that, and she was listening out to make sure she didn't need to undo any damage that you were probably doing.
I was so happy she attended the study as well.
I am studying with 6 of my relatives from the extended family who previously opposed the good news. One of them also told me of the husband noticing a change in her, in the way she treats and talks to her. And as a result, the husband and 4 of the children are also learning the truth.
I think that's really sad that the entire family is being indoctrinated by a cult like this. That's really sad, and especially of these in these times. You know, we have enough stress and things to deal with. We don't need to be getting indoctrinated by a cult telling us that this is it and stick with us and you'll survive. And nobody needs that. Everybody needs to, focus on how to really survive. And it ain't by joining a cult.
This from Jehovah has really kept me going.
Recently in my circuit, 59 Bible students progressed to baptism.
Those poor
Unity within
souls.
families is another blessing. Parents are spending a lot of time conducting Bible studies with their children.
The poor kids.
Our Christian life is compared to a race, and this is not a short race. There are
It's the race that
unexpected
never
things that can
ends.
happen to us. By striving to obey from the heart now,
Obey, 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 loyal, follow. What are you guys, kids or something? What are you, a dog? Why do you have to obey them? They're not telling you anything that the CDC didn't tell everybody, okay? The people that specialize in talking about, diseases and health and, you know what I'm saying? They're specialized in that field, because the governing body, their little updates, they're not doing nothing but giving y'all the same recommendations that the CDC is giving the whole world. So they're not doing anything special. Why do you have to obey them? Why? I'll wait.
we can be prepared to obey the directions that we are going to receive in the Great Tribulation.
Sa panahon ng malaking kapighatian.
We are sure this is not the last time we have to be obedient. We see Bible prophecies being fulfilled right in front of our eyes, and ahead of us are even greater events that will bring larger trials.
A plague. So the events unfolding around us are making clearer than ever that we're living in the final part of the last days, undoubtedly the final part of the final part of the last days, shortly before the last day of the last days.
James chapter 1, verses 2 and 3 helps us, despite trials, to keep joy, deep joy in our hearts. and it ensures us that all difficult situations will help us to work on endurance. And this quality will help to cope with trials to come.
I personally have benefited from following the governing body's direction.
Don't say it anymore. Don't say you're following them. That sounds so creepy.
I've actually felt joy every day, and I can only put that down to the blessing from Jehovah God on our efforts to be obedient.
We both benefited from the direction from the governing body because we trust they are the faithful and discreet slave Christ Jesus is directing them. I am so absolutely grateful to the governing body for providing direction that is blessing every single one of us around the earth.
This is becoming worship. They idolize and definitely worship this governing body. Did you hear him what he said? He said the governing body is blessing. I thought blessings come from God. How is the governing body blessing the whole world? The governing body is blessing the whole world. That's what he said. And then his wife is just sitting there in agreement, just smiling. When you talk about the governing body, we love them, man. We love them. We love them. Hey, man. We don't even know all of their names. But we love them. We love them. No. They are so backwards.
These dear ones have made great sacrifices to continue serving Jehovah whole soul during this pandemic. And no doubt we've all learned the value of applying the words of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. Preach the word. Be at it urgently, in favorable times and difficult times. For a certainty, neither this pandemic nor any other difficult times to come will stop our preaching work, and more importantly, prevent Jehovah's loving care.
All right, so that's all I'm going to play for right now, y'all. I hope you enjoyed my little review. That was actually just the first, maybe 10 minutes of the broadcast, and it's 2 hours long. So I do plan to try to get more into it and give some more of my thoughts on the rest of it. So stay tuned for that. I'll be back soon. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think, and I'll be back with more videos. Like, share, subscribe.